Welcome to the maternity unit at St George's. We're a busy maternity unit with over 5,000 births per year. If you're thinking of having your baby with us, then we're really looking forward to seeing you. As well as antenatal and postnatal care, we can also support you in your choice of birth, whether that's a home birth, birth in our birth centre, or on the delivery suite. We've made this short film so that you'll know what to expect when you arrive.
So there's two entrances to come into the hospital. Lanesborough Wing entrance, which is the closest to the maternity services. And then there's the main entrance, which is just by Marks and Spencer. And this is 24 hours, always open. So once you walk past Marks and Spencer's, you'll reach this junction here, and it splits into two wings. You want to turn right, which is the Lanesborough Wing. And at the bottom of the corridor, you'll reach the lifts, and that's women's services. When you come out the lifts on the 4th floor of Lanesborough Wing, this is where you will find our antenatal ward, birth centre and postnatal ward. And behind me is the fetal medicine unit for the more complex pregnancies. This is also where you'll have your scans. And we have another department called day assessment unit, which is where you would be more of a walk-in if there's a concern. So welcome to our lovely birth centre. It's called Carmen's Suite, actually named after a wonderful midwife called Carmen. As you can see, it's quite home from home vibe here. So we've got other ways of saying hello on our board there to all our lovely women who come from different backgrounds. And we have a summary of our births on our board there, just in case you wanted to know how many babies we've had this month. We have lots of equipment for our women to use for different birthing techniques. So we have our water birth, where women can use the bath, our birthing stool with the birthing ball, bean bags and our couch. And this really does kind of help our women have a mobile, active labour, which is really important. Women who come to a birth centre are usually a low risk pregnancy and don't really need much intervention. So this is delivery suite. You'll be first greeted by a triage midwife when you come here. Delivery suite opens up to the midwife's desk. So you've got all my lovely colleagues here working today.
The delivery suite is where women come if they might need a little bit more medical attention, if they want stronger pain relief that can't be provided on the birth centre, if they're having an elective C-section, or if they're being induced. We also triage women down there, so they do that on birth centre as well, but if it's too busy up there, sometimes you might go straight to delivery suite and see whether you need to stay in or not. We like women to consider before they come in a birth plan, and you can write that down in your maternity notes. And whether that's on the birth centre or delivery suite, we try and incorporate that birth plan wherever we are. But sometimes women need a little bit more support, and that's when they need to come to delivery suite.
So this is one of our theatre rooms. You might find yourself in here if you have a planned caesarean, or maybe an unplanned caesarean. And there's sometimes other procedures that happen where we need to have some medical assistance. There'll be a lot of people in theatre here to look after you and to hopefully make it a positive birth experience. So this is Gwilym Ward. It's our postnatal ward. This is where you will come after you've had your baby to recover. So you'll stay here until it's safe for you to go home.
It can be quite an emotional and stressful time because you might be quite sleep deprived and you're giving this small bundle of joy that has no time or spatial awareness, and if it wants to be fed, it wants to be fed. So it's my job to make sure that we can manage and support mums and prepare them for going out after birth into the wide world.
So if there are any mums that are concerned about coronavirus, they are more than welcome to give us a call, and we can give them advice over the phone. We always say, please don't feel like you need to stay at home and not be seen. Always, always, always call us, regardless of what your concerns are through the pregnancy.
Communication is everything. I think as long as you keep talking and asking your midwife questions, the coronavirus pandemic is quite psychologically difficult to deal with at the moment as well. And I think that where you can to do holistic things at home, whether it's to try breathing methods, exercising, yoga, stretches at home, and letting us know if you're finding anything difficult, because the last thing we would want is that you're at home and feeling anxious and just having a terrible time.
Pregnant women that do have symptoms or have COVID-19 will be looked after in an area that's safe for them. We will be wearing personal protective equipment, so that could be a mask or a gown. It can look quite intimidating, but it's for the safety of you and your baby. They're cared for individually, and their symptoms are monitored throughout their stay. Presently, under the coronavirus outbreak, we're operating a no visitor policy whatsoever. So fathers, birth partners can be present for the delivery and birth of their child. Currently, partners aren't permitted on the postnatal ward, and that's really to protect all of the women and babies that are present there.
In terms of what to expect, we're still here delivering babies every day. That's still the same, and it's a really positive, lovely thing. When there's a pandemic, there's always still going to be babies be born.
You know, babies have been born through different world wars, hurricanes, and so we are here for you. We will make sure that we make this as smooth as possible for you and as a positive experience as we possibly can. If you have any concerns or questions, you can always come to us and speak to us about it.
We are all here to try and reassure you that everything will be okay. But I think ultimately what's important to remember is that at the end of this, babies will be born. You will have that lovely journey to enjoy when you leave us and have your baby at home.